Quick question. If I told you 2 AI tools got in a fight, and one of them was ChatGPT, would you automatically assume ChatGPT won? Yeah, most people would. It's the one everyone's heard of. It's the one your coworker won't shut up about. It's the one that got a Super Bowl commercial. But here's the thing. Name recognition and actual performance are 2 very different things, and today we're going to talk about both. I'm Annie Rhodes. This is AI Alchemy with Annie. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the digital lab where the magic begins. Annie and Astro are ready to let you in.
Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. Either way, I'm so glad you're here. This is AI Alchemy with Annie, where we run AI tools through our paces in the lab so you don't have to waste your time or your money on something that looked amazing in a demo and completely fell apart the second you tried to use it for something real. With me today, you may already know Blake Simpson from our intro episode. Blake, welcome back.
Hey, good to be back. I've been looking forward to this one.
Blake is our resident I'm learning as I go guy, which honestly is most of our audience. So I love having him here. He's been using ChatGPT and has thoughts.
I have several thoughts. Some of them are even informed.
We'll take it. And also joining us today for the first time, David Kaplan. David covers tech products for Artemis and Tim and has been burned by more AI promises than probably anyone I've ever met. David?
That's not a title I sought out, but yeah, I've earned it. Hi, everyone.
So here is what we are not doing today. We're not doing which AI is smarter. That's a rabbit hole with no bottom, and the answer changes depending on what you're asking it to do anyway. What we are going to do is a real-world comparison. I ran both ChatGPT and Claude through my lab report, which is already up on artemisandtim.com. You can go there and check it out, and I'll put the link in the show notes as well. But today, we're going to talk through what I actually found, and these 2 are going to give you their user perspective. Blake, you've been using ChatGPT. Make your case.
Okay, so I'll be honest. I am not a power user. I mainly use it to clean up my emails. Like I'll write something and it sounds like I wrote it at 7 a.m. after no coffee. And I just paste it in and I say, make this sound like a professional human wrote it. And it does every time. That's kind of amazing to me.
That's actually a completely legitimate use case. That's the thing. For a lot of people, that's genuinely the most useful thing AI can do for them day by day.
Right? And it's just there. Everybody knows about it. It's easy to find. I didn't have to do a lot of research to start using it. I just started using it.
That's the ChatGPT advantage in a nutshell. It won the name recognition war. That's real. I'm not taking that away from it at all.
But okay. I will say there have been a few times where it did something weird. Like I asked it something and it gave me this really confident answer that turned out to be totally wrong. And it didn't flag that it might be wrong. It just said like it was certain that this was the answer.
The confident hallucination problem. Yes. That is a real and known issue. And it happens with all large language models to varying degrees, of course, but you're not imagining it.
And I wish I knew more about what to ask it and how to ask it. Like I feel like I'm using maybe 10% of what it can do, and I don't really know how to get more out of it.
That is the most honest and self-aware thing anyone has ever said on this podcast for our second episode. And we're only on episode 2. The how to ask it thing actually is huge. Prompting is a skill, and most people don't realize that until they hit a wall. But that's a whole other episode. We'll get to that later, but you are not wrong. That is a big thing.
I'll add, the thing that gets me about ChatGPT isn't that it's bad, it's that it oversells itself. The marketing, the hype, the quote, AI will do everything for you with a click stuff, unquote. And then you actually sit down with it and you realize you have to know what you're doing to get something useful out of it, which is fine. But don't tell me it's magic and then hand me a tool that requires expertise to use it well.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
David, you've used both. Where do you actually land on this?
Honestly, they're different tools and people treat them like they're the same tool with one being better. They're not. ChatGPT is a great, quote, get stuff done fast, unquote, tool for the things that don't require a lot of nuance. You need a first draft. You need a quick summary. You need your email fixed, like Blake said. Great. Use it.
And when it's not the right call?
When I actually need to think about something, when I need an AI that's going to push back on me a little or tell me when my idea has a hole in it instead of just cheerfully validating whatever I said, ChatGPT has a people-pleasing tendency that I find it's not really very helpful.
That's a really precise observation. The sycophancy issue is real. It's something the ChatGPT team has talked about publicly as something they're working on.
Good, because if I wanted someone to just agree with everything I said, I'd just talk to myself.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, I kind of do want it to agree with me. I want my email to sound good, but not be told my email has structural issues, you know.
And that's exactly it. Yeah. The use case determines which one you want. Blake, for email cleanup, ChatGPT is perfect. You don't need it to challenge you. David, you're working through a strategy or technical problem. You want something that's going to engage with the problem honestly.
Give me one thing that actually impressed you. That's what she's going to ask me next, right?
I was literally about to.
Fine. Claude. I was debugging something, not going to get into it, but I was going in circles. I pasted the problem in, and instead of just giving me a solution, it walked me through why the approach I was taking was creating the problem in the first place. It actually taught me something instead of just fixing it for me. And that was, I wasn't expecting that.
That's the oh wow moment. Yeah, that actually is one of my 4 lab report tests, and I'll get to that in a second. Okay, lab time. I run every AI tool I review through 4 tests. I've got them on the site with the full scorecard, but let me walk you through them here because I think it'll make the comparison click. So test 1 is the hype test. Does it live up to the marketing? Because as David so eloquently pointed out, the gap between what these tools promise and what they actually do is, it's significant sometimes.
Sometimes, sure. Let's go with sometimes.
Yeah, ChatGPT, 4 out of 5 on hype. It is genuinely good at a lot of things. It's not a scam, but it has a tendency to present itself as more capable than it is in edge cases, and it doesn't always tell you when it's guessing. Claude, also 4 out of 5. Neither of them is perfectly honest about their limitations, really, but Claude tends to hedge more. You'll get, I'm not certain about this more often, or you're right, let me check that, those kind of things, which I actually consider a feature.
Huh. I kind of assumed ChatGPT would score higher because it's more famous.
Famous and good are different things, Blake. Yeah, the whole point of this show is that very thing right there.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Test 2, the mess factor. How painful is the setup, the learning curve, the getting started experience? For ChatGPT, 2 out of 5, which means it's pretty clean. You go to the site, you make an account, you start typing. There's not a lot standing between you and using it. Claude, also 2 out of 5. Same story. Both of them have done a good job making the entry point low friction.
I'll give them both credit for that. Yep. I've used tools where just getting set up took half a day, and these are not those tools. These are much better.
Yep. Test 3, the oh wow moment. Did it do something that actually stopped you in your tracks? David already gave us his. ChatGPT, 4 out of 5. I've had genuinely impressive moments with it, especially with image generation and multimodal stuff if you're on the paid tier. Claude, I gave it 5 out of 5, and I will stand by that. The quality of reasoning on complex problems, the way it engages with nuance, there were multiple moments in my testing where I had to stop and go, okay, that was actually remarkable.
5 out of 5 is a lot.
It is, and I don't give those out casually. Just ask Astro. Oh, speak of the devil, there he is. That's Astro, my lab assistant, everyone. He's been napping on the... Astro, don't.
Is he on the mic?
He is on the mic. He does this. He is now going to rub his face on it, look extremely pleased with himself, and go back to sleep. This is his entire contribution to the show. I'm so sorry.
Honestly, that's more than some guests contribute.
And he's out. Okay. Test 4, Astro's
It's
approval. Would Astro knock it off the desk or sit next to it? This is my purely subjective, does this tool have good energy score? And yes, I know that's not scientific, and no, I don't care. ChatGPT, 4 out of 5, solid, reliable, does what it says most of the time. Astro would probably sit near it. Claude, also 5 out of 5. Astro would absolutely curl up next to Claude. It's thoughtful, it's engaged. It doesn't try to impress you. It just does the work.
I feel like I need to start using Claude more now.
Okay. Bottom line time, because I know some of you skipped to this part, and that's fine. I would too. ChatGPT and Claude are not the same tool, and asking which one is better is the wrong question. The right question is, better for what? If you are a casual user who wants to clean up emails, get quick answers, brainstorm ideas, and you're already set up with ChatGPT, stay there. It works. You don't need to switch. If you're doing anything that requires actual reasoning, working through a problem or analyzing something, writing something that needs to be nuanced, anything like that, Claude is worth your time. The reasoning quality is genuinely different, and the honesty about uncertainty is something I value quite a bit. So if you're starting fresh and you haven't committed to either one, try Claude first. That's my honest recommendation based on the lab results.
That's about where I landed too, and I did not come in expecting to say that.
I'm definitely going to actually try Claude now. I feel like I've been missing something, maybe.
You haven't been missing something catastrophic. You've been using a good tool. You might just like this one more for certain things. The full lab report with all the scores, the scorecard, the whole breakdown, it's at artemisandtim.com. Link is in the show notes. Go read it. I put a lot of work into it, and there are pictures of test tubes as my scoring medium. Blake, David, thank you so much for your completely unbiased and totally objective opinions today. I really, really appreciated you taking the time to be with me.
I came in totally pro ChatGPT, and I'm leaving still pro ChatGPT, but I'm curious about Claude now. So I think that's growth for me.
I came in annoyed, and I'm leaving slightly less annoyed, which that to me is real growth.
And that's the best possible outcome for this show. Thank you for being here, both of you. If you found this useful, share it with someone who's been going back and forth on this exact question. I promise you know at least one person who is. And find us at artemisandtim.com. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And if you want to see what's coming next in the lab, stay tuned. I'm Annie Rhodes. See you next time.